All right, well, still no trades through 9 picks. The Seahawks select Charles Cross. We thought that this is where they would go if they don't go quarterbacks, so no trades or quarterbacks through 9 picks. I wonder when the last time that happened is. Someone in the comments, I'm sure, will know. I like Charles Cross a lot. I think he's a really good player. I think that the Seahawks desperately need tackle help, so going after a guy like Charles Cross, I think it works, and he's probably the best pure pass blocker in this draft class, I would say. I think that his pass blocking stuff is great. You make an argument he's the best tackle in this class. I wouldn't hate on you for making that argument. So let's get into the film, what I like about him, and then some more thoughts on the pick itself at the end of this video. All right, let's start off with this play. It's always nice to see how a tackle can do against twists or stunts, whatever you want to call them, right? And that's what's going to happen on this play. So for Charles Cross, he is the left tackle, so 67, guy all the way over to the left side of your screen that is wearing a Mississippi State jersey. And, the way a stunt or twist works is, the way I always describe it is kind of, it's not exactly the same, but think of it as though the edge rusher and defensive tackle are switching assignments. So the guy who Cross is going to be blocking on this play is going to be the guy who is currently lined up against the center. So it's a way to kind of try to fool offensive linemen and get them out of position. So look, right when this play begins, you see how Cross is doing the right thing. I mean, he's blocking the guy who's in front of him. That's kind of what you're supposed to do. But now as 48, the player who he's is now going to have to block, gets over. Now Cross is going to have to be able to read it and get himself over to be in position to be able to block him. So that's going to be the question. There's the two questions, right? How quick does Cross read the play? And then once he does read it, how quick does he get over and get in position to make the block? And as you see, he's going to get in position pretty well. I mean, basically immediately he gets over, he reads it well, and gets his hands exactly where he wants to. Again, for a left tackle, the left hand, that's going to be the important thing that you're going to have to pay attention to a lot of. And that's what he can do, is he can get that left hand over and get it in the exact perfect position that he wants to. So then, no matter what 48 is going to try to do, it's just not happening, as Cross had clearly won the rep and got himself in position to where he can definitely just, hold on and be able to make that play. So really good stuff from Cross, good awareness, and then also you got to see the good hands and the good arm length that you want to see. You want to see good hands with a tackle, and that's what he has. Like, this play is another example. I really do think that just like with offensive linemen or with edge guys, it really is the hands matter so much, and that's what Cross can do. Where again, right there, one-on-one matchup. What I want to really pay attention to is going to be Cross's left hand. Watch what happens. I mean, look at how he is able to get it just exactly where he wants to. I mean, this is not a replay of last time. You know that because there was no stunt this time. He still is able to get the hand where he wants to. That left hand always seems to get on the right shoulder pad of the opposing edge rusher who he's going up against, which is very frustrating for opposing edge rushers. As you see, he's able to then just do whatever he wants, because what are you going to do at that point? You can't win unless you get that hand off of you, but it's really hard to get that hand off of you once it gets there. So the hand it sticks there, just latches on. It's almost like a magnet is maybe the way to describe it. Once it gets there, it's hard to take it off. It kind of just tends to stay there. Like this one's another one of kind of, again, a similar idea. It's going to be a one-on-one matchup in pass protection. And again, his pass protection is just outstanding. Right when this play begins, what you notice is that he does just get both hands. Again, it's just, the technique is just so fantastic. It's really easy to fall in love with his technique because he just seemingly gets his hand placement exactly where he wants to every single time. Gets that left hand on the right shoulder pad, gets his right hand kind of on the right side of the edge rusher's body, so you can just push him wherever he wants. He has the power to stop a grown man in his tracks, which allows his quarterback to have plenty of time to eventually make the play. Now, you also noticed he held at the end there, and that's kind of the negative with him. Gets a bit grabby, and he didn't have to hold there. He did a great job on that block. The only reason the pressure happened was because it just, if you have to block for a lot of time, eventually pressure is going to get there. That's kind of how that works. So that's definitely one issue, and part of, maybe the downside of him having magnets for hands is that when it goes on too long, he ends up holding. So that's definitely an issue. It's something you saw on tape. So the first half of that play, awesome, and you could hear me gush about him, but that second half is still something that did happen. All right, let's go over to the running game here. So running game is also very good, and he's clearly very athletic. You definitely see that jump out, where that's what's going to happen on this play. It is going to be a double team, and then he's going to get off the double team to block a linebacker. And it's kind of funny, you know, it seems like with all these tackles, everyone basically says, well, if they're not a successful tackle, they could at least be a guard. You know, we hear that with Akeem Ikwonu a lot. We also hear it about Evan Neal at times. I've even heard some of it with Bernard Raymond, and the only reason you would say it with Cross is because he's athletic enough to be a guard as well. Like, he's definitely a tackle. He's probably the most like definite tackle, but he honestly could if he wanted to, and you're going to see why on this play. Look at him finish off the double team, very quickly gets up to block a linebacker and just gets him completely out of position the way that he wanted to. So he's not a guard. He's going to play tackle, but that's just kind of the thing where, you know, he can do something like that. He can you know, be versatile, and he can just impact, you know, the game in several different ways. Listen, a big reason why the Patriots won their most recent Super Bowl was with Trent Brown being able to pull off those types of moves at the, you know, tackle position. Well, that's something that I think Cross could be able to do as well. Finally, something like this. Let's just talk about the power for a second. I talked about, you know, his athleticism and his hands. His hands are definitely the thing you notice the most with him, but probably the next thing you notice is his power, which I haven't really touched on yet. But here's the example. You see the one-on-one matchup, and watch his left hand here. Okay, right off the bat, gets the left hand where he wants to, because that's what he does. He always gets his hand placement where he wants to. That's why he's good. I mean, not the only reason why he's good, but part of the reason why he's good. And then watch what he's able to do once he gets the hand placement. He just holds 33 right there, exactly where he wants to. Like, you're just not going to be able to get that win once he gets the hand placement where he wants to, and he gets the hand placement where he wants to seemingly always. So when it comes to tackle play, he checks all the boxes. Just a, you know, tremendous player all around. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, listen, there is a school of thought of when you are rebuilding, you build through the lines. And if that's what the Seahawks are doing, which they are rebuilding, I mean, that's the situation that they're in, unless they think that Drew Lock is the answer, or I don't know, maybe they'll go after Baker Mayfield. Maybe they'll get a quarterback in round 2. There's still time. They have, you know what, the 40th and 41st overall picks. So there's, you know, ways you can upgrade at the quarterback position in this class. I don't know how many other ways there are to upgrade at the tackle position if you didn't go with Charles Cross right here. Kind of one of the rare scenarios where you're probably having a bigger drop-off by, you know, if, you know, there's a bigger drop-off the first-round tackles versus the second-round tackles than there is with the first-round quarterbacks versus the second-round quarterbacks. So I'm assuming that's the logic behind it, at least to some degree. And yeah, again, like I said, Charles Cross is just a very good player, and he has production in college that tends to translate to the NFL level. It is a little bit funny that the Seahawks trade away Russell Wilson and use that draft pick on an offensive lineman. That's you know, that's a little bit funny. That is objectively kind of funny that that's what they did. But again, it doesn't exactly, you know, there's more that goes into it, obviously, than just that. So, yeah, that's what I think about this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.